My name is Frieda Stanton. I'm 88 years of age. My mother was the greatest influence in my life. She was a widow. I was only 2 years old when my father died, and she raised 4 children by herself, an immigrant to this country, hardly knew the language, and the only thing she knew was groceries, so she opened a grocery business when I became 5, so that she could leave me with my grandfather, and the other children went to school. Now, she was very resourceful and clever and funny. Once she said to me, you know, she says, I'm getting older, and that woman wants to know my age. I'm going to tell her. I'll tell her I'm 95. I said, Mom, why are you saying that? You're only 86. And she said, well, for 86, I don't look so hot. But for 95, I look great. And that I remember always. She really was a joy.
Where was your mom from, or where did she live?
Originally, she was from Hungary. We lived in Detroit. She came to America to marry a second cousin who she had never seen. But he saw a picture of her, and she was beautiful. He married her. When she arrived, they talked for a while, and then they were married by the rabbi. And then she had 5 children. One of them didn't survive. She was left with 4 children when he passed away. And before he passed away, he said, what are you going to do, Malka? And she said, don't worry. You see these 2 hands? They're going to take care of our children. You don't have to worry. And she went into the grocery business because that was all she knew. But her grocery experience was a very funny one. She couldn't do too much in terms of writing. You know, she took classes at night after she was through working and taking care of us. She went and took night classes, were free to immigrants at that time. So this was part of her experience also. She learned how to drive. Now, this was a woman in business in 1927. Women were not in business at that time on their own, unheard of. And it was the Depression, after the Depression years, or
right before. She started right before, and then she was still in. Yes.
Remnants of the Depression were still there. She learned how to drive a truck, and went to the man who delivered eggs to her fell in love with her. So he bought her a truck and taught her how to drive. It was not a relationship she wanted, because she was Orthodox and this man was not. But he taught her how to drive. She went to the market, picked up her groceries, brought them back to the grocery store. I went with her once in the truck, and we were driving, and she stopped. I said, Mom, why are you stopping? And she said, for the red light. I said, oh my God, I didn't see a red light. She went through a red light because I told her to. I didn't realize it was there. My mother's life was hard, and yet, in retrospect, she loved it. She loved being independent and being able to provide for her family. She was a proud woman.
And she stayed out in Detroit until when?
And she stayed in Detroit until I married and went to New York. And then she moved to Brooklyn. And she had a nice life there, too.
Thank you.